Welcome to The Total You. I am your hostess, Evangelist Maurice Wallace, and we're under the direction of Abundant Faith Cathedral, and our bishop is Joel T. Wallace. Welcome all of you for tuning in today. And I have a special guest with me today. And I have a special topic too. One that's really going to grab your attention. Why? Because everybody eats. Okay? So we're going to be talking about diets and eating and what?
Yeah.
The sin of gluttony.
Gluttony.
Come on. The sin of gluttony. And with me, I have someone who has had some troubles with diets. And so he's going to talk about himself and what he's done.
Yeah.
And I'm going to introduce Pastor Paul Collins, and he's going to tell you about himself.
How you doing, First Lady? Well, I am Pastor Paul, or just Paul. Y'all can call me Paul. And like she said, like I don't know if the problem was necessarily diet. I guess overall eating, but you know, since I was maybe a teen, once you
wait, you're getting too far. I want to know who you are.
Oh, okay. I'm all right. I'm Pastor Paul Collins. I am one of the leaders at Abundant Faith Cathedral. I'm a father of three. I've been married 30 years. By profession, I'm an insurance agent.
Okay.
I'm also in the gospel music industry. So I'm it's me.
Okay. Tell them what kind of music, your musical name.
I go by the name of Good Son as a stage moniker.
Okay.
And I do Christian rap, also with praise and worship.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like I say, something that kind of stuck. I do that, use that as well, you know, in ministry.
Yeah. Ministry. And you said, how long have you been in the church though? Because were you brought up in the church?
No. I wasn't. I think I was brought up around a lot of people that were people of faith. When I say that, I mean whether it was Christian, Muslim, or whatever. And my sister right above me ended up giving her life to the Lord. And it was like a domino effect. God saved her, and my other sister, my mom, and and it went from there. And so maybe since I got baptized when I was 16.
Okay.
And I don't think I wasn't mature enough to realize, I knew what I wanted God, but I wasn't really mature enough to understand who he was and what it was all about. And so at 19, that's when I fully gave my life to the Lord, and I'm 51. I had to think about that.
So now we know who Paul Collins' good son is.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah, a little bit.
So what we're going to talk about today is gluttony.
Yeah.
Okay, before we start, I've got to define, you know me.
There you go.
What gluttony is. Gluttony is defined as intemperate eating. That means you have no control. You're just eating just to be eating, and you don't stop. You don't care who's looking, and you don't care if no one else is got any food around you. You just want to eat. That's gluttony.
Yeah.
And it's been around a long time. All right?
Yeah.
And so it's one of the, what are the 7 sins?
Gluttony. Yeah.
And it is forgivable.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? So we're going to be talking about, and I'm going to say this.
No.
When I came into the church, I was not skinny, but I wasn't as fat as I am now.
You're not fat. Stop it.
But I noticed that church people have a tendency of eating.
Yeah.
What, they get out of church at night, and what's the thing they do? They go to a restaurant to find something to eat. And we eat late, and they eat a whole lot.
Yeah, yeah.
And see, I had never been used to that. And so I got into the church, and I'm like, I ballooned.
Yeah.
And I'm still ballooning.
Cut it out.
But you know what I'm saying? So gluttony is something that we really have to monitor.
Yes.
Eating is something we really have to monitor.
Yes. Yeah.
And one of the things I wanted to discuss today was your the episode with diet and weight and stuff. So what started you on your little picture?
Just kind of hitting what you're saying. Again, I came in church at 19, and at one point I thought about it. Right, we always looked at certain things as negative, whether it's, and I'm not saying it's not negative, but because they are smoking or alcohol, certain things, we always look at that as negative. But then even in the church, you think about most of the programs we had
Uh-oh.
were connected to food,
Food.
prayer breakfast.
Yes.
You know, anytime it was a woman or men's day, it was always dinner, before, the program, like you said, teas,
Yes.
salad bowls. I mean,
Yes.
everything that we did, we connected it to food. Because for a lot of us, right, we didn't drink and smoke, but food was comfort,
Thank you.
for a lot of people.
Thank
And so for me, I think I had in the back of my mind, kind of had been thinking, like I was saying, ever since I maybe was younger, coming from a family that we maybe didn't eat out a lot or, things like that. My mom's boyfriend, once she started dating this guy, and they would go to restaurants,
Mhm.
periodically. And so sometimes they would treat us and take us, but that
Okay.
wasn't a regular thing.
Right.
And so once I got on my own, part of being on my own, I'm thinking I'm gonna eat how I want to eat, eat what I want to eat. That was part of being out on my own.
Okay.
And so I had a steady diet of pizza,
Yes.
chicken wings, cheeseburger, just
Yes.
the usual suspects, and
Okay.
then once we came over in the church, again, it was this, it was more of the same. And so I think for me, it kind of culminated with I think when the pandemic, it hadn't officially started,
Yes.
but it was starting to happen. And I had an episode where I thought I was having a heart attack. So I went to the doctor. I believe I really had COVID for the first time,
Okay.
but it was like February or whatever it was. It wasn't prevalent yet.
Okay.
And they weren't checking people regularly. And so they ran me through this whole, I ended up having a stress test. I almost fainted. Having the stress, and they say your heart is fine. Follow up
Okay.
with a specialist, but at that point, it just made me kind of say, okay, well, I am older, and I just want to be better, And so I had started making some changes, but then I wasn't really informed. I just what I knew,
Okay.
So because, like, for instance, wheat bread. I was eating a little turkey, my little potato chips, just a little, long as I eat less, less potato, that kind of thing. So I wasn't really informed, but I knew I wanted to make some changes. Start riding my bike more, that kind of thing. And that kind of kicked it off for me. That kind of kicked it off.
Well, most of us have what they said that COVID-20.
Yeah.
A lot of people gained 20 pounds or more during the beginning of COVID.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's a hard thing to get off when you get a little bit older.
Oh, man.
And especially since you really can't go outside like you used to. You can't really, they shut down the exercise.
Everything.
So it was kind of hard to get it off, but yet you're at home and it's like, what am I going to do? I'm going
to eat.
And you ate.
Yeah.
And you ate.
Yeah.
And you couldn't exercise like you used to. And it's like, well, what do you do now? And you, like me, you stand in front of the refrigerator and you're like, okay, what can I eat now? So it's like we gained it. But we're talking about how you get that medical scare.
Yeah.
That really unctionizes you to do something different.
Yes.
And you mentioned that, you weren't really an informed person, but you said you needed to cut back.
Right. That was, yeah.
And a lot of people have cut back. And I'm going to tell you this, we've got so many diets out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Diets after diets. And everybody taunts their diet as being the best diet there is.
Right.
And I tried this diet and I tried that diet. Yeah. And they don't really work. Or wait, they work.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's like, I'm tired of this diet. I want to eat. And so you start back eating again.
Yeah, you
gain that 20 pounds again. Yeah. And then you go over that. And then you're stuck again with that plus.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what happens. But that's not really gluttony. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people who just 600 pounds.
Oh, yeah. I think it's a, like you said, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
I think with anything, even what we were talking about with the diet, right? It's just as much a mind thing.
It is.
As it is a physical thing. Because I'm one of those people who's like, I'm simple. I'm not trying to look, I ain't trying to try no frog legs. I ain't trying like nothing. I will not, if I eat the same things. And so that was part of my thing. It was like, well, I need to find some things that replace, You know, the thing, and like you said, though, here's the whole thing, though. There's all these diets.
Oh, yes.
There's a difference between having a diet and actually changing your lifestyle.
Uh-oh, see?
You know, and so, again, being uninformed, it was like, I'm going to be a diet. And not like you say, someone's like 600 pounds. I think it's just, at one point, I think people just are in despair. And they figure, like, you know, they feel like, well, I'm 300. I might as well, you know, go for it, you know. And it just balloons out of,
Yeah.
out of, you know, spirals out of control.
It's like then gluttony then is like you're out of control.
Yeah, definitely.
And the people don't really understand that there's an emotional component
That big time.
it's hard to
Big time.
overcome unless you've got somebody to help you overcome.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, me included,
Oh, no.
I don't want anybody to know I'm dieting.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want you to try to look at me and you, why don't you eat that? And I'm
Right,
like,
right,
it's none of your business. I'm not eating that.
right.
Okay. But a lot of people, it's like you get into that emotional component. I need this. And a
Yeah.
lot of people eat from emotion.
Trigger. Yeah, triggers. Trigger.
Don't start somebody off when they're mad and wait. And their trigger is food and that comfort food.
You got that gallon of ice cream, half a gallon of ice cream?
You got it. And don't get the favorite. And wait a minute, it's always in the freezer.
Yeah, yeah,
It's always in that favorite food that's your trigger.
yeah,
Usually is found in the refrigerator.
yeah. Or the cupboards.
Yeah,
Somewhere in the house.
it's somewhere. And then they tell you when you're on a diet to get rid of it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of food to throw away.
Yeah. But you know what? That's smart though, because a lot of things we do are not just eating wise, but just period. You know, a lot of things that we do it because it's impulsive.
Yes.
And so whether it's food or look, and your goddaughter don't help me none because she's always bringing donuts or fried food or something, and we don't really, you know, and so like you said, there's an emotional component to that triggers. But like you say, and that's the excuse though. That's how if you want to never start a life change, start by thinking about what you're wasting. You know, I mean, seriously, think about it. Because if you think like that, you say, okay, this is my big thing was iced tea, like Arizona iced tea. And it's like, I got 3 bottles in here. And it's like, and not maybe necessarily even throw it out. Give it to somebody. You know, that way it won't waste. But if I'm saying, well, I'm going to finish these 3.
Oh, believe me, I know.
Before I know it, I have another 3. You know, and that was like a big thing for me, sweet drinks. And so, like you say, it's a trigger. And it's crazy. Like, I remember this book or something I was reading, or it was a video or something, and it was talking about, I think it was a book, how it said, we look at the mirror and lie to ourselves.
Okay.
You know, and it's not on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we don't want to think things as bad as they are. Because now when I look at pictures from February, January, I'd be like, wow, like you know, and it's just like, wow, like why didn't I see that? You know what I'm saying? And people don't help, like you were saying, people asking why you not eating. It's amazing. I don't know other communities, but in the African American community, if you're not a little chubby, you know, we think everybody's sick. If you're thin and it's like, oh, you know, people tell you don't lose no more weight.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I'm trying to be healthy, you know, and it's like and that's something that we had to stop doing. Yes, illness could make a person lose weight, but that's not the only thing, you know, a person can lose weight from. And so, like you were saying, that is one of the things people ask them, where you eat, you know, and that's a whole nother component, pressure. Like I say, you gotta bring it. Look, my rationale is when she done brought KFC in, look, I'm gonna eat some green beans with this chicken.
Always. We want to wait. Taste it.
Yeah,
Taste it.
yeah.
And wait a minute. I had to learn one thing too. We have a tendency of piling food on our plates.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, don't fill up the plate. Make sure you can see the plate in between your food.
Yeah.
But we don't have a tendency of that. We want to pile up the food so you can't see the bottom of the plate. You don't know what color plate you got up because we covered it up with food.
We program.
Yes. You got to eat this.
Yeah.
No, I got to taste this one and I got to taste that one. Like you said, we are programmed to eat.
We program, especially the men. See, I don't know the ladies a little bit, but you know, let a you make Bishop plate or my wife make my plate, somebody make a plate for us, they bring a smorgasbord to you. My wife used to do that with spaghetti.
Uh-oh.
Even before I changed, and I'm thinking, who is about to eat all this spaghetti? But then her thing would be, well, you don't have to eat it all. You can save, but again, we're programmed. So before I know it, I'm it's only this much. Oh, it's only a little bit left. Let me go ahead and polish it up and we pay for it later.
We do. We were taught to clean
your plate. Yeah.
Clean the plate.
Yeah.
Don't leave anything, and please don't throw it away.
Clean plate club. There you go.
Yes. So we are taught. But see, that's still, we're not getting into that part about gluttony.
Yeah. Like you say, overeating.
Overeating just to be overeating.
Yeah.
And it's an emotional thing.
Yeah.
And we've got to learn to control ourselves with things.
Man.
And that's a hard thing when you got an emotional trigger going off in your head.
Yeah.
I am lonely.
Yeah.
I'm depressed. And wait, let me state this first. Pastor Collins is not an expert.
Oh, no.
Okay.
She's the medical person. She's a nurse. I got a degree from YouTube University.
Amen.
That's not a real place.
We're not touting him as being an expert or a psychologist
not at all.
Weight loss.
Not
We're
at
not
all.
doing that. We're just discussing something that is very prevalent in the church arena.
In my personal journey. Yeah.
And he has had experience with his own personal journey.
Yeah.
Amen. With eating. Yeah. And I'm going to say this. We've got so many things that are coming against us right now with the prices of food. It'll make a person step back.
Yeah. And
they'll step back and they'll eat the wrong kinds of food because that's what they can afford now.
Big time.
Okay? They can't afford the steaks.
Yeah.
Okay? They can't afford the shrimps.
Yeah.
They can't afford these pork chops if they eat pork.
Oh, no, yeah.
They can't afford all of these things. So now they're turning to potatoes and a lot of pasta.
Yeah.
You can't really even go out and buy salads because now they're expensive.
It's ridiculous. They say a case of lettuce costs $100, where it used to cost $22. And I didn't even notice that till we had bought some little side salads, what we thought was side salads from the Coney by my house. And I was like, it shouldn't be that much. And I'm looking, it was almost $7 for a side salad. And if you added chicken, it was $3. It was more for the salad than it was for the chicken.
This is eating good.
Yeah, that's eating good.
Healthy.
Yeah.
A salad is supposed to be something that's good to eat, that won't make you fat.
Yeah.
It won't trigger those things because food triggers things within us.
Yeah.
And I'm one of these people. I have to chew.
Yeah.
Don't put me on a liquid diet.
Right. I'm the same.
Don't put me on a liquid diet because I can't tolerate it. I want to chew.
Yeah.
I need to chew on food.
And we do it not even thinking. Even when you talk about the gluttony piece, right? So some people even, like you were saying before, well, a lot of times we envision somebody that's 600 pounds or somebody that's, you don't have to be big to overeat or to be gluttonous. You have people that have maybe higher metabolisms. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just talking about what, like I have my cousin, Glenn, and Glenn was always pretty,
hefty.
Yeah, pretty muscular and big. And he could put away some food, and again, even us, sometimes, in some of my reading, they say, eat when you're hungry, but that's easier said than done.
Thank you.
I'm sitting down watching TV, oh man, some popcorn would be nice right now, or, whatever you're eating. And sometimes we just eating because like any other compulsion,
Oh, okay. Would that be considered gluttony if I'm just eating? Without even thinking, I'm just putting this stuff in my mouth.
Because you don't even need it. You just stuff it up.
Oh, so that's unmindful eating.
Yes, that is, yeah.
We've got to learn how to be mindful of what we put in our mouth. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another component of gluttony.
Yeah.
We're just eating without even thinking.
Impulsively.
Just eating just to be eating. I got to keep my mouth going. Wait. I'm confessing. Okay, I chew a lot of gum. I chew a lot. Wait, I mean, I don't buy the little 5 packs of gum.
Yeah, those
I
are
buy
about
the
it.
20 packs,
Yeah.
the 20 things of gum. And I'm sitting there and I'll wrap it up and I'll chew it for a couple of minutes and I'll get another stick and I'll chew. I am a compulsive gum chewer.
Well, I heard that makes you even more hungry. Now, you the medical person. I'm not. From what I mean, this is years ago. I read something that was saying like when you chew gum, it gets your digestive system
Juices
to
going.
moving. So when they're moving, they're thinking your body's
I'm
thinking.
exercising my jaws.
Yeah, your body's thinking right. Your body is thinking that you're in the motion of eating.
Yeah.
So it just, it probably makes you more hungry because you're chewing, but you're not. It does. Okay.
What they've said too is when you're chewing gum,
Mhm.
you're actually incorporating a lot of gas into your body,
Okay.
and that makes
you full.
feel
Ah.
yeah. So
See,
you really don't feel.
see, y'all learning something today. Look at that. See,
So we're chewing gum instead of chewing on a bunch
something
of
else.
food.
Right.
Just like a person who is cigarette smoking.
It's compulsive. Right.
Yeah. So they're doing something instead of that's not as harmful to
There
their
you
body.
go. There you go.
We just replace.
See, we learning
We
today.
learn. Come on. We don't want to be gluttonous, and so we learn how not to be gluttonous.
Yeah.
Okay, and there are a lot of tricks to it.
Oh yeah. Oh, look, so some of the things that and I'm honing, getting better at that. Intermittent fasting. Eating between certain times. I try not to eat past 8 o'clock. Sometimes I don't make that because my wife, like I take her to dinner sometimes and it's like 8:30. But I try not to eat past, and most of the time for day, I don't eat most of the time until about 10 a.m. If I'm eating around 10, and most of the time it's not full blown breakfast. Like I'm at work, I take maybe cheese slices or like nuts, and that'll be like what I have.
Good.
And again, now I am accustomed to that. You see, I wasn't, that's just like how I was talking to somebody the other day. So now, like one of the days for lunch I took I made a cheeseburger. I had some low carb bread and I took some broccoli.
Okay.
Before that was blasphemous. Like, before, how dare you eat a cheeseburger?
Okay.
With no French fries.
Okay.
And no Coke or iced tea on the side. Like, are you? But that was the thing that was teetering. Making it teeter for me. You see what I'm saying? So now that I'm more informed, it's like, and like you said, everybody has a diet. It's not just, well, I'm going to do this diet. It is, if I do this, why do I do it? Or what could make somebody successful, doing it? Like one of the guys that I watch on YouTube, it's a doctor guy I watch, and there's another guy that's not a doctor. Matter of fact, he's a preacher.
Okay.
I think he lives in Africa somewhere. He's a Caucasian guy, and is the name of his channel is called Beating Diabetes, right?
Okay.
And he does all these, I ain't gonna say crazy. He does all these experiments. Like one day he ate fried chicken and then ate grilled chicken, and it showed how it affected his blood sugar.
Okay.
And so what it was, it didn't really affect it a ton because of what he ate it with, right? And he was saying, he's not saying that was good. He was just showing you how it affected your blood sugar. And so it seemed like I like watching him more because it's more practical.
Okay.
The doctor guy, he's got charts and all this stuff, and I'd be like, oh my God, like I
overload.
Yeah, like he lost me like 5 minutes in, because of, and things like that. So for me, it's, like anything, you need support, or you need, stuff that's going to help you, because if you don't, like I say, your goddaughter, she's the catalyst. She come in, but I do good. Like it's times she come home with cookies, and I'm not necessarily a big sweet person. I'm more of a salty fat person. Potato chips.
Thank you.
I haven't had any Better Made chips, and and that was look, we kept those in the house, and Doritos, and and so again, just learning to switch one thing for another. And knowing how it affects you. You know what I'm saying? And I want to keep talking.
That's good. But see, we've got to learn how to do that. And that's to that emotional thing. Okay, wait a minute. I see these French fries and I see the broccoli over here. So it's like, I really want the French fries. But I've got to retrain my mindset to say, look, let's go for the broccoli.
Yeah.
And then, wait, once you eat the broccoli, the French fries are still there. I'm sorry. And the trigger is still there, so it's like remove the French fries right out the way.
When I first started eating veggies instead, it was, because the texture is different, the
Definitely.
taste is different.
Yes.
And so you thinking, like you said, your mind thinking, this ain't what I wanted
Thank you.
with this burger. Now I'm just more used to it. Like I found things, so like even with broccoli, what I do is or veggies like the California with cauliflower and carrots and stuff. We have this Cajun season. I'll take a little of that
Thank you.
and
Yes.
some olive oil, and I put it in there. And I mean, to me,
Yeah.
it's good, right? No, I mean I just pop it in the mic. That's that And so and speaking of that, and that's a whole nother thing, right? It's like how you were talking about the prices.
Ooh.
It's hard to get healthy, convenient food.
Oh yes.
Like at my job, there's tons of restaurants around me, but I only have a couple of options if I wanted to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? And so that is another one of, it's hard to find, I don't know what it is about society, but most convenient foods are probably not going to be healthy.
Yeah, because you're going to find that hot dog that's on the grill. You're going to find that, the chicken wings right there. And you got a whole, load of shells with chips and peanuts and,
all in your name.
All of them. But yeah, it's like the society has propagated the fact that we're going to eat this junk food.
They push it to it every day.
And this is something most people, especially blacks, okay, the thing was you eat because you might not get another meal.
Oh, yeah.
And if you get that other meal, it might just be a bowl of porridge.
Yeah.
Or oatmeal now.
Yeah. Or if that was your life before, if you come from a family and it was 10 of y'all,
10 of us.
And there was a pizza and it's 10 slices of pizza, so everybody get one, or if it might be 11 and you got to eat real fast and we all going to split that one. But then when you get on your own and you can buy your own pizza, you say, I'm going to eat myself stupid with the pizza.
We're learning. All right. Because we have been indoctrinated in a way to eat foods that are unhealthy.
Yeah.
Wait, to say this as a sidebar, we have had foods that we thought
I was just about to say something about that.
And then we turn around and now it's unhealthy.
I was just so for instance, bread, right?
Yes.
Complex carbohydrates, in my reading, I found are good. I try to buy, if I buy bread, I wanted the first ingredient to be whole wheat.
Okay.
Generally, when I eat period, I don't want to see, more than one, even one. I don't want to see a lot of stuff I can't pronounce. That's like that's, you know what I'm saying? That's a red flag. If you reading the ingredients of what people probably think I'm crazy at the grocery store, because first thing I do, I pick it up and I start reading. And so, but you Dexa half or more for, it's like 12 syllables. And this can't be good. Or even the switch we made years ago was to wheat bread, right? From eating white bread. Right. Two things that we switch, and we're thinking we're doing good. Wheat bread, which if it's not whole wheat, like real whole wheat bread, if it says enriched, that's probably not good. That means that they strip some stuff out of it.
Okay.
And so we thought we were doing good. We made a healthy choice. It was years ago. I started buying wheat bread for the house and vegetable oil. Vegetable oil is another thing that's not really good for you.
Well, we've got to learn how to, like he says, read our labels, learning how to overcome gluttony or the things that are coming against us. We've got a lot to discuss.
Yeah.
And I'm going to invite him back again because I want to get into this thing called the keto diet.
Yeah.
He went on it. So he's going to tell us what he did. All right. So we expect him to come back. I thank you for tuning in. This has been The Total You. Tune in with me at 7 o'clock, Sunday through Monday. Is it Sunday through Monday? Yeah, my time's up. Okay. Sunday through Monday at 7 o'clock, The Total You. And I'm trying to have a lot of different discussions about what it is to be a complete person with the influence of God. Amen. So please stay tuned for our next part with Elder Paul Collins. Amen. Thank you again for tuning in.